Okay, good evening and welcome to our episode 19. As always, let's start with gratitude attitude. So please close your eyes and take a deep breath. As you exhale, relax your body. Take one more deep breath. And as you exhale, relax some more. Take another deep breath. And this time, completely relax yourself. Now, think of one thing which you are thankful for that happened to you in last 1 week. Once you have identified that, think about why you are thankful for that. And now let's just set it free. If you are by yourself, say it out loud what you are thankful for and why. If you are with someone, tell it to each other. Okay, so we're going to discuss inner speech and outer speech. Some people talk a lot and others tend to be quiet. But all of us have a constant chatter in our mind with this inner speech. So let's talk about mindful speech, both inner and outer. We briefly talked about asking ourselves, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Before we post anything on social media in episodes 7 and 9. So today we're going to take it a little further. When we have any kind of communication with someone else, we must ask ourselves, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it necessary? And is it kind? So they call this a think principle. T for truth, H for helpful, N for necessary, K for kind. And the answer to any one of these questions is no, then we should try and refrain from that speech. And speech is any communication, right? It could be social media or email or verbal or non-verbal clues, right? I mean, sometimes people give us a finger, which is a way of speech, if you will. And this, if we focus on that, right, it will help us bring a level of kindness around our world. More importantly, it will allow us to be less judgmental, as we tend to judge everyone except ourselves all day long. It will also hopefully help us avoid exaggerated language. And that's an interesting point. I want to just bring it up because there's so much influence of marketing in our modern society that we have all adopted this language of exaggeration. Either it is the best or the worst, nothing in between. Do we really love that slice of pizza? Without that, our life is somehow going to be incomplete. Is it really a slice of heaven? And do we even know what heaven looks like? If someone does not give us something, is it really ruining our life? My personal favorite is to die for. Really? Will you die for that sweater? And especially teenagers, right? They start using this language early in life. So if we begin to pay attention to what we communicate, we'll be able to avoid a lot of this. And paying attention to our communication is great. But if we think about it, the majority of our speech is internal. In fact, a lot of mental health issues like anxiety, depression, they come from this internal speech we have with ourselves. We talk to ourselves more than we talk to anyone else. We think about things that happened in the past or things that may never happen. So let's start to develop a habit. When we catch ourselves having an internal dialogue, we should ask ourselves, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it helpful? And is it kind? And again, if the answer is no to any one of these, let's just stop that internal dialogue and try to just be without thinking anything. I came across this inner speech dialogue about 10 days ago when I attended meditation retreat. And since then, I started to pay attention. If I start talking to myself, meaning if I start thinking about things, I just find it helpful to ask just one question myself. Is it necessary? And so far in last 10 days, every time the answer seems to be no. And I stop that internal dialogue. And one useful tip is to use our MAC technique, which we do in our meditation, right? The mindfulness, alertness, and concentration technique. If we are alert, looking out for this internal dialogue, we then can be mindful in asking the question, is it true? Is it necessary? And so forth. So that we can stop that internal dialogue. You will be amazed at how your day improves just by keeping a tab on our internal dialogue. Some people ask if we should continue if the dialogue is positive. In general, we want to avoid that internal dialogue as much as we can because may start out as positive, right? But then your mind wanders a million miles an hour. It goes all over the places and it has a tendency to drift towards negative things. So if we make a sincere practice to scan for our internal speech, we'll be able to tame our mind a lot faster. And because of that, our meditation practice will improve as well. So let's, do an experiment next day or so. If you find yourself thinking about something, just ask internally, is it necessary? And most likely the answer is going to be no. And you just stop thinking that train of thought. And that brings us to mindfulness throughout the day, not just when we are meditating. So it'll be really, really helpful. Let's try it. In today's meditation, we're going to use a different type of meditation. We'll try Savasana today. A number of you know what that is. So what we'll do is, if you're able to, just lie down on a flat surface, and then we'll place our hands on our sides, palms up, and then we'll practice diaphragmatic breathing or deep breathing while we engage in this meditation. So throughout the meditation, we'll use this deep breathing, um, and we'll scan our entire body one part at a time. This type of meditation brings our awareness of mind and body together. It allows us to focus on sensation of our body parts. It also has some health benefits, such as reducing muscle tension, reducing blood pressure, decreasing heart rate, and so forth. So if you're ready, please um, gently lie down if you have that ability. If not, uh, close your eyes. If you are lying down, put your hands on your sides, palms up. If you are in a seated position, just use your regular meditation posture, palms in your lap, right over left. Make sure your mouth is just a little bit open so it relieves all the tension you may have built in your jaws. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, relax your body. Continue taking deep breaths. Forget about everything that happened before this moment. It's all in the past. Let it melt away. Don't think about anything in the future. It's not yet happened anyway. Let it just melt away. Focus on your breath for a minute or so. Bring your attention to your feet. And now scan upwards. Bring your attention to your ankle and your calf. Bring your attention to your knees. Focus on your thighs. Bring your focus to your pelvis. Place your attention on your lower back. Focus on your upper back. Pay attention to your shoulders. Bring your focus to your hands. Bring your attention to your kidneys. Now focus on your liver. Bring your attention to your intestines. Bring your focus to your lungs. Now pay attention to your heart. Bring your focus to your throat. Pay attention to your face. Focus on your eyes. Pay attention to your forehead. Bring your attention to crown of your head. Now bring your focus to your root mind, which is at your heart chakra, and enjoy the peace which is naturally there. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Okay, any questions? Go ahead, Uncle.
Uh, it's very difficult to control the mind that you don't have any inner thought going on. You probably, like, that's what happens with me, that either you have some thought about what you want to do tomorrow, what happened yesterday, why it happened. And not only that, it could be positive also, that how can I improve myself? How can I do something better? So, and probably at the same time, some negative also that, yeah, I will see him tomorrow.
And that's the thing, right? I've been practicing for last 10 days this watching the inner speech since the meditation retreat, and I notice a drastic change. It doesn't happen all the time, but at least once every hour I catch myself, right? Like, is it necessary? And then I stop for at least, I don't know whether I stop for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever, however long that lasts.
Yeah.
But if we start making that habit of catching ourselves, right, then, over time, hopefully we'll get better at it, right?
That is possible. We can do like every hour 5 minutes, like you take deep breath, or you can say, okay, every hour 2 minutes I'll do meditation, or
So deep breath, that 10 by 10, that's 10 times a day you take 10 deep breaths. That obviously helps. But try tomorrow, trust me. Just if you are alert for it, just ask yourself internally, right? Like, I walk an hour within the house, because it's cold outside. I just go round and round and round, and my mind also goes round and round and round with me, right? but, but every third or fourth round I say, hey, is it necessary? And then I stop for at least a couple of rounds, right? So
I know. આપણે જેને કહે ને કે મન બહુ ચંચળ છે.
and it is man chanchar chhe, and the whole point is to bring it in line. See, the thing is, it's your mind, and it has no right to make you crazy, right? And we are all going crazy internally because we, like you said, pilanjo is kale, whatever that happens, right?
Right, it goes both ways. Like, okay, I have to do something good tomorrow, or I do this.
Absolutely.
It goes both ways.
Absolutely. Anyone else want to add anything? Sunan, Mitesh, Falguni, Sapan.
No, I just want to say, Nirav, I think this whole moving from feet to all the way up, I think it's a different kind of a sensation that it really, really was very powerful. So thank you for showing this.
Absolutely. And if you try that on a daily basis, it makes you aware of your body, if nothing else, right?
Yeah.
That, what goes on in our body, we just take things for granted, right? Our hearts pumping 24/7, our lungs working 24/7. I mean, I started paying attention after my heart.
until you told me to focus on the heart, I'm like, I started thinking about the numbers, about your heart, like how my cholesterol kevo chhe, what is it doing, and it actually started thinking about that direction. So it was pretty intense in terms of experiencing that. So thank you for showing that.
Absolutely.
Nirav, the technique that you telling that you start concentrating from feet to the upper part of the body, and then which is very similar to the savasana, what they call it.
Yeah, this is savasana. This is savasana.
Which at the end of the yoga session, they say that for a couple of minutes,
yep,
do this, and it relaxes your mind, body, and helps you a lot in positive thinking, basically.
Absolutely. And what it does is essentially it's a mind exercise, right? Because it keeps your mind busy for that 10, 15, 20 minutes. And then after that, when that ends, when you focus on your root mind, that natural peace comes because minds are exhausted from going up and down. So that natural peace stays for a longer time. Okay.
You should do savasana every hour.
Yeah. After every yoga, absolutely.
Every hour, I'm saying.
Oh, every hour. That's not a bad idea.
She wants to sleep.
You said it, not me.
I said,
Neither it is 10 o'clock here. So
Okay.
okay, Mira.
All right, everyone.